All right, what's up, ladies and gentlemen? It's Super here, and welcome back to another Mortal Kombat 11 video. And you guys have to start getting ready to not hear those words for a very, very, very long time, because Mortal Kombat 1 is about 30 days away from being released. So that means that once that game is out, I'm not going to be playing MK11, obviously. So leave a like on the video for this little retrospect, I guess. I kind of want to talk about my experience with MK11 over the last 4 years. Crazy statements from people. This is the best Mortal Kombat of all time. This is the worst Mortal Kombat of all time. But I definitely don't think that Mortal Kombat 11 is the worst Mortal Kombat game of all time. But I know a lot of people do. Or, like, when I say that, I mean, like, current NetherRealm games. Because, obviously, you have some Sub-Zero mythologies. You have these other... I forgot what the Special Forces one. Mortal Kombat Special Forces. There's obviously, like, the worst games of all time. I'm just more talking about the current NetherRealm games from MK9, MK11, MKX. So, out of those three, I definitely think that Mortal Kombat 11 is not as good as the other two, for sure. But as far as saying, like, this is the worst Mortal Kombat game of all time, that's, come on, guys. That's stretching it there. But I kind of want to talk about this game and, you know, what my opinions are of it 4 years later, because this has been the main Mortal Kombat game for 4 years. That is crazy. I remember when the game first announced, obviously, it was like the most hype reveal ever, in my opinion, for me, because it was like a huge disappointment to the biggest hype moment. And the reason I say that is because Ed Boon came out and he trolled me and he trolled everyone by saying that he was just there to present the award for best racing game, something like that. So that was the biggest disappointment, right? He actually got me. I was like, oh no. And then the Scorpion Spear comes out and it starts playing a trailer. NetherRealm presents. That was the height of heights. Like, that's the best start to a game's announcement that you could possibly have. That shit was so hype. So it started off with like the best possible, in the best possible way. Obviously the reveal and everything was awesome. When I got to play the game, I told about my experience. That was kind of a red flag for me as far as the future of the game, because not only did I play it and I was like, okay, you know, I'm pretty much done recording my footage, even though I could have probably recorded for about another 30 minutes, which is a bad sign because this is the first time I'm getting to play the new Mortal Kombat game. That was a red flag. And the game started off in a rough spot, man. In a really rough spot. Because the developers came out and confirmed that Mortal Kombat 11 was designed to be more of a classic footsie fighting game. They didn't say Street Fighter style fighting game, but they more mentioned Mortal Kombat 2, where you're walking back and forth, playing footsies, space control. They specifically said that they toned down the combos and they toned down, obviously they removed the run, but they toned down the combos. They didn't want long combos. They wanted to keep the combos short, and they wanted to focus things on footsies and just back and forth from player to player. Hold on, I gotta open the door for Cookie from my room. I don't know if you guys could hear her crying. Can you guys hear her crying? Hold on. I'm doing this in one take, that's why. So just, all right, Cookie, get out of here. All right, I'm sorry. I don't know if you guys heard that or not, but whenever she wants something, she just starts crying. But yeah, the developers actually came out, specifically said that they toned down the combos and they toned down pretty much the gameplay in general for Mortal Kombat 11 compared to MKX, and which was a huge shock, honestly, because I remember before they showed the gameplay, whenever I would talk to somebody, we were sort of going back and forth on, like, man, how crazy is MK11 going to be? Because if MKX was crazy, just imagine how insane this gameplay is going to be after them having, all this time to work on this game. And then to find out that, they pretty much made a decision to tone things down and sort of go back to basics. I was like so disappointed from the start at the direction that MK11 was taking. And another reason why it was such a weird, like a bad release is because if you guys remember, I don't know if you guys, I know a lot of you guys probably were playing MK11 from the beginning, but when this game first came out, they actually, like before it came out, they promoted this game as a custom variation game. You could make your own fighter. You could play the way that you want. You could customize your character so you could have your unique play style, right? And then when the game came out, they had variations. And then the only way that you could play custom games is in player matches. That was always so weird to me. I guess they were so scared that things were going to be broken because it seemed like the game was a little bit rushed, that they decided to have ranked and the competitive scene play with these preset variations that they picked out. And I think that hurt the game a lot with viewership and just in general with the competitiveness or the competitive scene. Because, obviously this game was promoted to be a custom variation game, which then it ended up being. But right at the start, like first impression is everything, right? So when the game first comes out, that's like your biggest chance to capture like a lot of the casual audience to make a good impression on how fun this game is to play. So when they made their own preset variations, they chose like some weird options, and it was just like not the best representation of the potential that Mortal Kombat 11 had. But after their like rough start, things got way better. They increased the movement speed. They opened up the game to custom variations. The competitive scene got a lot more fun to watch. But at that point, to be honest, like I was like checked out for watching any tournaments. The only tournaments that I watched are like Evo. And that's crazy because for a game like Mortal Kombat X, I would like just randomly go search up on Twitch like any tournament, like local tournaments and stuff, and I would just watch them. Even if there was like people who I didn't know, like I don't like this term, but like no-name players. I'm sorry, I don't want to use that term, but I'm just giving you an example. Like no one who I knew, I didn't even really care because I just wanted to see people who were good at the game, and I would just check out, local tournaments. But I was like checked out from the start from MK11's tournament scene. Other than like Evo, which obviously that's the highest stakes. So I really enjoyed those matches the last 2 years of Evo. But that's like once Mortal Kombat 11 is at its full potential, pretty much. And like I said, the game started off rough, but I think it ended off on a really good note because I think Mortal Kombat 11 now is at the best place that it has been. For the most part, you're always going to have your top tiers. We saw Evo. We saw a lot of Fujin because the movement is crazy, and he has a lot of tools that just make him potentially the best character in the game. But you're always going to have that in fighting games. But overall, whenever I pick any sort of character in this game, I feel pretty confident that I could do like decent because the game was designed to be like very balanced. And very balanced in like, okay, I'm going to tone these characters down type of way. Compared to MKX, which was balanced in a way where every character was pretty much broken, excluding like maybe a few, but even those few were like good characters. But I think that's when fighting games are the most fun, is when they're balanced in a way where they give every character like a lot of tools instead of removing tools from characters that are good. Then it just becomes less fun. So going back, like Mortal Kombat 11 now is in definitely the best place that it possibly could be. Obviously, it's not going to get updated anymore. But 4 years later, this game came out in 2019, started off rough, finished off really strong with this Evo recently. My thoughts on Mortal Kombat 11 after these 4 years is I have a love-hate relationship with this game. And it sounds weird because it's just a video game, but because I'm in a unique place, which I'm very thankful for, where I'm a content creator and this is my job, I have a love-hate relationship playing and uploading this. Actually, not uploading this game, just playing it and recording with this game. Because on one hand, I absolutely love this game when I'm playing with specific characters. When I'm playing with Joker, when I'm playing with Spawn, when I'm playing with Mama Sindel. Well, Spawn specifically when I'm using Soul Forfeit. That's pretty much it. When I'm playing with Scorpion, when I'm playing with... We'll just stop it at those characters. When I'm playing with those characters, this game is like incredibly fun to me. Like, I have a blast playing this game. But when I'm playing with 80% of the rest of the roster, I'm just miserable. I'm just like, oh, I really don't want to play this. I think the saving grace for me is that since I go brutality hunting and I specifically play for brutalities most of the time, it gives me a goal. So I won't, even if I'm playing and I'm just not having that much fun, like if I get that one brutality in a video, it makes up for it because I'm like, oh, yes, I got the brutality. This is all I've been like trying to get. This is all I wanted. But that's my love-hate relationship just personally with this game. Sometimes I have fun with it and sometimes I just absolutely hate playing it. And, if I'm being 100% honest, I'm happy that MK1 is coming out so soon because I've been like done playing Mortal Kombat 11 for a while now. I can't really put my finger on when. I was just like, man, I just don't want to play this game. But it's been a while. I think especially since I got to play MK1 in the stress test and everything, that kind of like pushed it even more where I'm like, man, I just don't want to play this game. But again, my love-hate relationship at the same time, I'm incredibly grateful for what MK11 did for me. It made me hit 1 million subscribers on YouTube. It got me the audience that I have now. You guys still watch my MK11 videos. You guys still enjoy them for the most part. It still gets good viewership. It's probably the game that gets the most viewership out of, MKX in this game. I feel like MK11 made me a better player, to be honest with you guys. Even though I hated the mechanics of the game, it forced me to play this for 4 years. So it made me a better player when it came to, like, when I went over to Street Fighter 6. When I played Street Fighter 5 again, I felt a lot more comfortable playing this, like, footsie-based fighting game. Because that's how Mortal Kombat 11 was designed. And even though you have, like, fuck footsie tools like Scorpion's teleport, stuff like that. It's still, a footsie-based fighting game. You're moving back and forth, waiting to punish your opponent at the right time. So MK11 100% made me a better player, which I will be always grateful for because anytime you could improve, it's nothing but like a good or a positive thing. So I'm definitely grateful for MK11 for making me a better player. So... yes, I just wanted to make this video because we're running down the life cycle of Mortal Kombat 11, and I have my positives, I have my negatives, but overall, I'm happy that the game was made, obviously, because it gave me a lot of like fun memories. There's a lot of really, really funny and like good videos that I've made over the years because, I have that library there for forever, pretty much, until YouTube, goes away. I always love going back and doing like my hype and salts of Super, like my best moments montage of Mortal Kombat 11 and X, because then I could sort of relive those memories. And yeah, even though like YouTube gave me such a huge headache with this game with the demonetization, because when MK11 first came out, that's literally when YouTube switched over to their demonetization ad-friendly policies, and it hurt this game so much with the YouTube viewership compared to like Injustice 2 even because of the demonetization system. And it gave me such a headache with this game, man. But overall, this game was the reason why I'm at such a high subscriber count now and pretty much the second biggest fighting game channel on YouTube, which I will always love this game. Obviously, it looks gorgeous. You could even say that it looks almost as good as MK1. If you guys trust me, when you play MK1, you guys will see how gorgeous it is. It doesn't do the game justice how beautiful MK1 is watching it like with compressed footage. Like, but once you see it on your screen, your monitor, whatever, you guys will see what I'm talking about. But MK11 is such a good-looking fighting game that you could put it on par with MK1, which is insane, and it just shows how amazing this game looks, how beautiful this game looks, and how much NetherRealm squeezed out of their like custom Unreal 3 engine. It's insane how much they got done with that engine. It's crazy. But obviously you could see the jump from how this game looks to, you know, the color palette and the brightness and the sharpness of MK1. But I think that's it for me. I just wanted to do a little retrospective on 4 years of Mortal Kombat 11. I made this video before, and I was talking about all the mechanics and things that I dislike and things that I liked, you know, and I was just going overboard too much, and it sounded like I was hating on the game, which is not my intention, because even though, excuse me, I'm still recovering, even though I do hate things about this game, like the breakaway system, like the flawless block up 3, up 2, stuff like that, crushing blows, there's still a lot of things that I love about this game. And I didn't just want to focus on, you know, the mechanics and some of the negatives and stuff, because this game has done a lot for me and I still love it to this day. Whenever somebody would tell me, like, do you like MK11? I'm like, I love MK11, but I also hate it. It's just a love-hate relationship on my end with this game. But that's it for me. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section of MK11. Do you guys love it? Do you hate it? Do you think it's the best Mortal Kombat game of all time? Do you think it's the worst? Where do you rank it amongst the current NetherRealm games? 100%, I'll be honest. I definitely think it's... I don't want to say worse, but... Well, I guess worse, like if we're being blunt about it. Out of MK9, MKX, and MK11, MK11 is the worst one. And then followed by, in my opinion, MK9, and then MKX is the cream of the crop. That's a top-tier game, in my opinion. But there's a lot of people who actually consider MK11 the best out of the NetherRealm games, which is fine, because it's a great fighting game. Love-hate relationship on my end, though. Thank you all so much for watching. Another just video for me to just chat with you guys and talk about, you know, something that doesn't just have to do with gameplay, I guess. Just my retrospect on 4 years of Mortal Kombat 11. That's crazy. 4 years. This was the main game. And as you guys see right there, I specifically picked this video because I wanted to showcase, yeah, we had to, even to this day, a lot of people still censor their crushing blows and everything. And it was such a pain in the ass because it didn't even end up working. Most of the time, the video still got demonetized or age restricted. But I just wanted to pick this specific video to a little throwback because I don't edit my crushing blows or anything anymore because it usually doesn't really matter. But that's it for me. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed today's video, and I will see you guys next time.